everyone and welcome to another episode of the Jamie Hughes Show. My name as always is Jamie Hughes and today I'm going to be giving you my review of Victoria and Abdul. Now if you want to keep up to date with all my latest movie news and reviews then make sure you hit that subscribe button, and as always with my videos this review may include spoilers so you have now been warned. So Victoria and Abdul is a sweet movie and there are some really nice poignant moments in it. But I wasn't really feeling this film going into it. I don't really think it was my cup of tea. That's not to say I didn't enjoy it in bits. I just think overall there was something holding it back and stopping it realising its full potential. Now there are some really strong performances in this movie, most notably from the film's two leads, which is Dame Judi Dench as Victoria and Ali Fazal as Abdul, and especially the latter. I've not seen him in much else. I did a little bit of research before this review and I've seen that he's in Fast and Furious 7, but other than that he's a really well-known Bollywood actor, and yeah, I really want to see more of him. He's got a real nice charismatic charm about him and it really came off well in this movie, his relationship with Victoria, and there was a real nice dynamic, and as I say there's a real relationship and a chemistry between the two characters, and I think between the two actors as well, because it did really feel as this movie progressed like I believed how close these characters were, and it made for quite a really heart-wrenching moment towards the end of the movie. So yeah, really great performances from Dame Judi Dench and Ali Fazal in this. I also thought the costume design in this movie was out of this world. I thought about my friend Costume CO all the way through this movie because I just thought it was so authentic and it looked really great, all the costumes throughout this movie. Again, especially Abdul's dresses and his robes, and because he has this really great progression from sort of working in an Indian prison all the way basically to royalty within a sense, and the way in which his clothes progress were really cool, and he had this like black gown or robe on for the last like half an hour of the movie, and it was sweet, and I kind of wanted one myself. It was really nice. I don't know whether this next point is a negative or a positive, but this movie does have a huge tonal shift about just at the beginning of this film's second act, because when this movie starts it's almost a bit like a spoof film. It's a bit like a spoof comedy because there's a lot of making fun of Victoria. You know, there's a little bit of slight racist 70s humour, and it kind of felt like it was spoofing itself in a way. But then once this movie settles down, it actually really changes in tone, and I quite like that. I quite like that it took a little bit of a darker turn, but it just felt so jarring to the film's first act that it was really unbalanced, and I don't know whether I like that or not, because there was this huge tonal shift after they introduced a little bit more, you know, actual racism rather than a little bit of tongue-in-cheek racism. I don't know whether I like that because it really portrayed the attitude of the royals living in the house, or whether it was just too much of a jar. And it kind of made me disconnect a little bit from this movie because, as I said, that when that tonal shift happened, they focused a lot on Abdul being an outsider, and there is like a point in this movie where there's about 4 or 5 scenes after each other, and they just felt like the same scene being replayed, with like one character being swapped out. It just got a little bit repetitive in the middle for me. But that being said, I did enjoy it. I say there was something just holding it back to being really great. But this movie it's genuinely a little bit sweet in points, and I just think this film just has a real charm about it that you can't help but not like it. I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but there's just a real sweetness and a real charm surrounding this film, and it was just really nice and quite poignant in points. I can see this one maybe being a BAFTA pleaser. I can imagine it might get a couple of nods there. Definitely I think it deserves one for the costume design in this movie, definitely. But I just can see it sneaking in under the radar a little bit. It is directed by the same guy who directed Philomena, so, you know, he's got a bit of weight behind him. So I think it's going to do well in maybe the BAFTAs. But yeah, there was just something holding it back personally for me to stop me thoroughly enjoying this movie. So if you guys have seen Victoria and Abdul, then let me know what you thought about it down in the comments below. I always love to hear your thoughts. And if you did enjoy this video, then why not give it a like, and why not subscribe and keep up to date with all my latest movie news and reviews. Thank you very much for watching this episode of The Jamie Hughes Show. I will see you in the next one. Ta-ra.